We are a leading country in number of producers, small scale producers. So 8,35,000 producers organic in India, number one country in the world. And we are substantial quantity we are exporting. But what happens in case of India, it is not the Ministry of Agriculture basically which was involved in promotion of organic agriculture. It was Ministry of Commerce. So they were getting high pressure importing countries and they were pressing hard, and agriculture ministry people were not getting it idea because they are grappling with the idea of food security. So it was not, they were not able to release this idea of organic agriculture for many, many years. And Commerce Ministry was insisting. Ultimately, Commerce Ministry in India started national program on organic production. NPOP, why not by Agriculture Ministry? That is a very significant aspect. It means that pressure for export is the driving force. And the food security is the problem with the Ministry of Agriculture for the politicians. So these and a number of commodities we are exporting to several countries, especially tea and basmati rice. Is these kind of things that spices, for example, in Europe, we don't have much of spices, so there is a demand coming from Europe, and we do have a lot of spices. And if at all Europe has to import some spices, they would like to have it organic quality. So that is what the major motivation for promotion of organic agriculture in India. So these are the two logos. So for India Organic, the left hand side, that logo was prevalent. From July 1, this logo is one single logo. Government has approved, and it will be on all the organic product. This logo will be used in India. So the winds of change, I mean to say that Indians are increasingly looking for fresh, safe and high quality products of animal origin, because mostly I want to focus around animals. Sikkim has been declared as India's first fully organic state. You know, many of you, that it is a very significant development which has happened in India. But Sikkim is a very small state. Only 70,000 hectares of land total, and very, very tiny. And it is very difficult to convince farmers in other states to go organic fully. They will resist, they will not agree for. But the chief minister of that particular state, it is landlocked and mostly mountainous, by default organic. So they could do it. So there is willingness to pay for high quality milk, meat and eggs. This willingness to pay for high quality aspect is not necessarily they are looking for the organic product, people. They are looking for unadulterated milk, because adulteration is a major problem in India. Water and so many things, detergent and so many things are being mixed with milk. So people want unadulterated, so organic quality they get convinced. Now imagine if 1% of India's 1.25 billion population can switch over to organic production. It is enormous, considering the European countries, 50 lakh population, Denmark and some, but in India is 125 and 1% is too much. If you say in Denmark 10% people have switched over to organic, and then 1% of Indian population has switched over, there is a lot of difference. So, and then organic livestock production offers good opportunity for developing country producers. That is obvious that good, people are earning a lot. So there are multiple challenges also. These are the contentious issues we will try to explore later on. So the new breed of farmers which are coming up, say this startup, for example, organic milk producer. So these people, these are the rich people, and there's those who want to do something different and they want to catch upon the opportunity. They are coming up, they are giving the brand name to the products, and they are selling it. Sometimes they say A1, A2 milk, and then sometime organic milk, and they are having niche market they are catching upon initially. So you see from my own district where I live, this person, a small scale farmer, is exporting certified organic mint to US and Europe. Many countries in Europe he is exporting, because mint is a crop which is grown only either in China or India, certain parts of India. So that is and then his 22 crore rupee is his turnover. He is a small scale farmer having only 2 acres of land. Now he is having 2,000 farmers with him. He is giving them technical know-how and then helping them to produce the way importers want it, by using vermicompost and all these things. So now he is training the farmers, and this kind of development is taking place. So mint oil, it comes only from either from China or India. So you know about the Darjeeling tea and all these certified organic, it is being exported from India. So now the farmers are coming up with this kind of, they are giving name to the farms. So this is one farm close to my workplace, Godson Organic Farm, certified by USDA, also one state government certification agency. So he is selling online. These are the developments taking place, and these are the new generation farmers. So you see his product range is there, small quantities. He is labeling it, branding it, and then selling online. So these are some of the pictures taken from German farms and all these things. People are gathering information from all over the world. So how it is being done in Europe, they would like to do in India also. So what is being done in Korea, for example, Indian would like to get motivated and do it the same thing. So this kind of exchange is now these things. These are the pictures you see, housing design for livestock. Sometimes people feel that, so we cannot do research. We can do research on housing also, for example. So these wonderful structures, say poultry words, poultry can pasture outside, can go inside, and then, so if suppose consumer want to see that how the animals have been raised, they can see and they will be happy looking at this kind of housing for animals, welfare oriented. So these are we do have national standard for organic farming in India, developed by Commerce Ministry, and they have been notified, and then certification agencies are following these standards. They are compliant with the IFM standards, and they are also NOP and EU standards, so that importing countries, they don't have any problem buying from India. So mostly now the new generations, they are being targeted, those who want to promote organic agriculture. So the young generations, they feel organic agriculture is something fanciful. And old tradition, if you look at the Indian farmers, immediately image comes a kind of a harassed and tense farmer who is having so much of problem and deeply ridden in poverty. But the new generation people, they get disgraced that kind of image with agriculture. But whenever organic agriculture is being shown by the people, it is being shown as a very smart kind of thing. So the new generation people, because of the profit, and it is looking more glamorous. So the new generation, they are coming forward for organic agriculture in India. So now this, say for example, this Sikkim people, they wanted for the livestock, they wanted how to do it. So I developed a document, 40-page document for them, the veterinarians. So how they can move forward for organic animal husbandry. Because all of a sudden the government decided that we have gone fully organic. Animal husbandry department, veterinarians, they were not knowing what to do with it, how to do it. So they were simplified and they were told that you do it. Sometimes there is a misconception. People feel that under organic systems there cannot be vaccination. Antibiotics cannot be given. Allopathy medicines are not allowed. Crossbreds cannot be raised. Exotic animals we cannot keep. These kind of misconceptions are there in the minds of the people. Whereas if you look at the standards, all are allowed. If foot and mouth disease, for example, is a problem in India, endemic disease, we have to vaccinate. This is the national law. No farmer cannot say no for the vaccination against FMD disease because it is a legal requirement. Organic farmer has to follow the legal requirements. So we have explained these kind of things. So now coming to the question, so often we are saying that no chemicals in organic farming. Then do we have alternatives? That is the biggest problem in India. People are saying go organic, but farmers are asking, do we have substitute for? Say if you say vermicompost, farmyard manure, how much nitrogen will be supplemented by FIM? That is not good enough. So that's the problem. If you say that don't use pesticides, do we have biological substitutes for that? So we don't have. Sometimes people will say that if you are fermenting cattle urine and spraying over the crops, there won't be any pest problem. But that is not solving the pest problem. How much you will need it in the large farms? That can be good for kitchen garden or backyard farming, but not like that. So we have to do research to develop alternative. So we don't have alternatives to antibiotics. We have to give. For example, mastitis disease is there. So if we are not having antibiotics, we cannot treat animals. So amino acids, we cannot have pig production or poultry production without synthetic amino acids. So if we go and start telling them, farmers, don't use They will say what to do, how to do it, then you tell. We don't have alternatives. So we have to do research. So we are deficient in organic feed and fodder. Say for example that Sikkim state, they are highly deficient in organic feed and fodder. They are running here and there, no one is able to supply. So how we say, saying is easier that you go organic, but they don't have feed and fodder for that. So we need research for effective alternatives. That is, there is no word, we need research. So we need to research, and we need extension programs to take all the new alternatives which we have developed. We have to inform farmers. This is very important. We know that it is already well concluded long back that if we are researching, investing in research and extension, it leads to better outcome in terms of productivity. So if you see this kind of pictures, and if a pest is damaging crop, and we are saying no pesticides, so again what farmer will do it? He will just, they will be running after us, and you are suggesting this thing, you better suggest what to do with, how to deal it without chemicals, how to tackle these problems. So you see that, again I am citing the example of mastitis. So what we collected so much is so many of plants which farmers sometime in different parts of India they are using. For say for example this is Chinopodium album, commonly found as a weed in many crops. So they will make a this thing, paste of this Chinopodium album and get it ferment and apply over the swollen udder. So temporarily it may be giving relief that the swelling goes down for the moment, but it is not tackling the bacteria which is responsible for mastitis in animal. So but that is where antibiotic has to be given if animal is suffering from mastitis problem. But the standard says that, say for example NOP, it doesn't allow antibiotics in animals. But European Union give, but if you are giving more than twice antibiotic treatment, we have to withdraw that animal from the production system, from the organic system. But if your animal is high yielder, for example, and there is more problem, this is a well established relationship. If cow is high yielder, exotic cattle in India, for example, in comparison to native indigenous low yielding cattle, mastitis problem is more in case of exotic animals in India. So if you are, once you have injected for mastitis, frequently it is occurring that you have to give number of these antibiotic treatments so frequently. So unless we develop a effective therapy, which is herbal therapy, I guess we cannot maintain this, give so many times antibiotics. So that is we have to look into. So the development is taking place. What I mean to say that for trade, retailing, marketing, export, all these things are dominating. But the bio-inputs, organic method, there is slow development. There is an imbalance. Many market people are involved now in organic. They want to trade, they want to export, but not many people are involved in development of the bio-inputs. Organic methods, there is very slow development. We have to improve that scenario, we have to change. So sustainability of organic system is often questioned by many people. They are not. So what we need research on input intensive conventional agriculture. There is significant funding if you look at, and then funding for organic agriculture research is less than 1%. So most of the funding, all the agricultural universities in India involved in conventional agriculture research. Not only few are involved for this. So then this is just how to demonstrate to the farmers. So we are organizing training programs, workshops, so that capacity is built up for the trade. For example, many universities we find that the professors and the researchers at the research institutions are not yet convinced with the organic. They feel it is a kind of a utopia, it is a non-science. So that mindset has to change that. So for that we need to organize workshop, they need to be told organic standards, they need to, then the research about we have to share research results. So for example, recently for this Sikkim state veterinarians, they came to my institute last month for training. There were 13 women veterinarians. They were given training for a week about the organic standards, how to do it. So this kind of organic villages now government is sponsoring. Now current government in India is very much supportive of organic agriculture. But that is the one good thing, that the very big support is coming from the government. So we can expect that scenario will be good. So this is the project I took in 1994 in collaboration with one NGO and a farmer. We grew organic vegetables. We sold it, and then we took the consumer survey. That was long back now. So if you look at the National Agriculture Research System, we are having more than 100 ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture research institutes. None of them, they are working on organic agriculture as such. No big project going on. So in most of these things, it was the scenario. But what I am thinking now the government has given sanctioned a project wherein 28 agriculture universities and 8 ICR institutes now, they are having a network project. Like the network project which you are discussing here, we are having a national level project wherein at different locations throughout the India, we are having research on, they are on researchable issues they have identified, and they are working at different research institutions. So findings of this project would be significant, and that can be shared with you people once we can get hold of a report from this project. So that is one very good project going on. So at the different levels, different people are trying different. Say for example, if you look at this one picture, these poultry birds are picking up ticks from the cow's body. So it means that you are not using any acaricides to remove the ticks, and these poultry birds are picking up if you are keeping these things. And also this kind of housing designs are being developed, and also sprouts. Human beings are consuming sprouts for their nutritive values. So some people are trying to feed sprouts to their animals. So improve rearing conditions, minimize health expenditure, and improve production. So we are trying, prevention is better than treatment, we say that. So this is on the organic system, this is very important if you want to reduce the cost of treatment. So then another thing is that the local indigenous cattle. So that is one big debate going on in India, that current government is supporting to organic agriculture, but they are also supporting to the Indian local traditions and systems. For example, native breeds they want to promote. Not exotic breeds, no crossbreeds, indigenous breeds, which were disappearing very fast because of the low production potential they have. Now they have to follow the breeding strategy wherein selection upgradation they can improve their potential over a period of time. But many indigenous species which are losing their population, but now they are being revived through the government program. And government says that if you want to go organic, you have to promote the local systems, local breeds, local methods, local practices need to be given encouragement. Government want to say for the organic agriculture like this. So animal welfare is, as you know, that in case of organic animal husbandry, it is very important. So that if you look at that pole has been provided there, so that if cow want to rough his body to scratch, so she will feel happy if this kind of structure you are providing. And in the winters, it is a common scenario in India, in my part, that these people are wrapping their animals. This is example of animal welfare. So these are certain researchable areas we need to research, or people are already doing some kind of research. We need to intensify more. But right now, whatever research has been, which is being done, it is mostly compare. There is no need to do comparative research with conventional. So they can have independent research project. So how to do it? So that focus has to switch to stand-alone organic agriculture research without comparing it with the conventional systems. So then how to enhance sustainability in organic agriculture, the way more funds for organic agriculture research, that is very important. And then eco-intensification is very important, accommodating location-specific indicators in organic standards, stocking density in livestock in practical. It is, if you look at, because you were asking for the contentious issues, if you know that the standards say in 1 hectare land you can have only 2 cows. I wonder that if you are keeping only 2 cows in 1 hectare land, what kind of economics you are going to get in organic systems? It is highly impractical idea that I have been, but now in the Indian standards I have got removed that table. We constituted a committee, we discussed it. Suppose Indian cow is of very small size, and in comparison to Holstein is a big size cow. How we can say by number of cows? It can be based on the body size and something other, but 2 cows, even it will not be having good economics for the European conditions if you are keeping only 2 cows in 1 hectare land. So these kind of we have to look into the standard from the practical point of view also. Because then if we discuss these things, people say that, have you done any research on that? How many cows can be maintained in 1 hectare land? So let there be one project to see the carrying capacity of the land. It depends on the quality of the forage grown and quality of the soil, and all so many factors are there. So without looking into all these things, you cannot have this kind of standard that in 1 hectare land 2 cows, and they have specified, for example, goats, 14 goats. So on what basis they have decided this number for organic systems, that nobody knows. So then improving quality of bio inputs, it is very, very problematic in India, that we are having highly spurious and very low quality inputs are available. Biofertilizers, for example, of very poor quality. There is a lot of cheating into this one. So some people are not getting certified these bio inputs also. They say that we believe in the product, so production system. So input is not sometimes verified by the certification agency. So it is, and we have to include into the curriculum of agriculture universities, organic agriculture, so that it can be developed. So this, thanks.